host, your Mother Ate My Dog, the podcast, episode 170. Let me just scroll up. I looked before the 172. 172. You're the even numbers.
Right.
We're doing Enter the Dragon.
Yes, Enter the
1973 Bruce Lee kung fu film, which is apparently an important film in our world history.
Is it?
It's a big deal. Made a lot of money. People are always talking about it. Bruce Lee died like 6 days before this came out.
I was meaning to look that up. How did he die?
Didn't he die of a broken heart?
I don't think so.
Bruce Lee death. Was it drugs? Was that a bad heart? Was there bad
No,
heart?
certainly not.
Cerebral swelling of the brain.
Oh.
Swelling of the brain. Death by misadventure.
Okay.
Yeah, hit too many times.
Interesting. Okay.
Anyways, Josh and Jesse back on the case.
Let's go.
We haven't done this for a while.
No. And this may be our last one for a while. Is that correct?
Yeah, for a few weeks.
Yeah.
Wednesdays are an important day for me in my adulthood, turns out.
You gotta do like adult stuff.
You traveled abroad and visited a sporting event. Would you like to talk about it?
That's almost correct. But I think you knew that. No, my partner traveled to Australia and I stayed here.
Yeah, no, we're not talking about Australia. We're talking about you going to a soccer game.
Oh, right. Yes, I went to Switzerland and Canada. You may know what happened with that. Canada did lose that game, but it mattered not, for they beat South Africa and they made it into the, round of 16 or whatever, and then lost. But yes, I had a very good time doing that. There was the atmosphere was cool. The Swiss fans are really cool. It's very clear they have a much more interesting soccer culture than what Canada's got going on. They just got kind of like the chants and songs are cooler, and they seem far more passionate. But they were nice.
Chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
Mountains.
Yep.
Toblerone stuff.
I had a great time. Like, it was a pretty good game to watch. And yeah. Are you still watching the World Cup? If at all?
I'm paying attention to it. I don't have TSN. I just have Crave, which plays some games. But they don't have a lot of games on there anymore as we get to the big matches.
Yeah, I noticed that.
So like the England-Mexico game wasn't on TV.
Yeah. That's how they get you. They lure you in with the promise of some games, but
of the information online.
It's a nice reference to
I think
the
France
movie we
Morocco's
watched.
on Crave tomorrow.
I've noticed that some of the games you are able to watch on Crave, but only in like French.
Because you didn't wear a shirt?
No. We're very delayed, I think. But yeah.
Oh. I haven't seen that.
Bean Goose. White-fronted goose.
Maybe if I hold the laptop. Good.
I may have lost you. You've completely frozen on my screen. But that's okay. While you're away, talk about other sorts of birds. Well, maybe you're back.
Yeah, maybe.
Everything seems to be like speeding up, like it's catching up to where you were.
I put my phone underneath my laptop to kind of up the area because the books, it worked last time. But I don't have we packed all the books. Yeah.
That'll do it.
Okay, so you went to what did you do before and after the game? Like, were you there for a few days?
Yeah, the day before we went.
Did you have some of your favorite ramen?
No, didn't end up going to ramen, and my mom's a bit of a picky eater. And yeah, we left the same day of the game. We went back day of. But yeah, I mean, we didn't do anything too exciting, really. Just kind of get there.
You're telling me a Belcom is a picky eater? Oh, I guess she's not a Belcom anymore.
She's not a Belcom, never was. But yeah,
right.
She's a very picky eater, pickier than me, if you can imagine that. But you know, I'm less picky than I used to be. Although I won't deny my pickiness.
Okay. Anything else new?
Well, you may have heard on the news about the nurses going on strike. Well, my union, it's not a nursing union, but it is.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Hospital employees union. So if they go on strike at our facility, we also go on strike. Mm-hmm. Don't want to cross that old picket line. And I got an email about an hour ago, perhaps breaking news, that my hospital is going on strike, the nurses, on Tuesday. So I will be, I guess, joining them on that day. So we'll see how that goes. If they don't get it sorted by then.
Okay. So, right, which is, 6 days away. But, okay. But you're not on strike. You're just like in solidarity. You're not going to cross the picket line.
That's right.
I guess you could. I mean, you could pick it. You could pick it if you wanted to, but because you guys just signed a new deal.
Yes, we did. A lot of people. It passed just barely. I think it was like 49 points, or like just over 50% voted yes, and there was some question about counting votes and all that crap. But yes, we did just barely vote yes. Of course, now people are upset that the nurses are actually standing up, fighting for what they wanted, and we didn't do that. And now we're sort of in agreement with them that if they do go on strike, then we will also. Or not, I don't think we really go on strike.
This is off the record, though. How excited are you not to work?
Well, I guess it sort of depends, because I mean, we are essential workers.
Yeah, join them not to get paid.
Yeah. So I think it might be like rotating. Like I think we do maybe 4 hours of work, 4 hours of on the picket line. But I can't confirm that is true. Because if we were like literally to stop working, then people would start dying.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of a bit dramatic. I mean, you're just a postal worker.
Yeah, just the postal worker. That's right.
Well, it's interesting because you're not actually on strike. So then you're just. So I don't know how that worked. Fun.
It's interesting. They've already started doing it at Vancouver General Hospital, and from my understanding, it's a bit of a shit show over there. And so yeah, I'm interested to see how what exactly happens, how it all plays out, if it does play out at all.
A bit nervy.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. You want to end the podcast?
No, you don't have to be sorry. I don't feel like I am morally responsible for the actions of the nurses. It doesn't weigh heavy on my mind.
Yeah. Yeah, they're good. You ever talk to a nurse?
Yeah. Yeah, they call you up on the phone down in the warehouse and asking for stuff all the time. And when you go up to the departments, they're always talking to you. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
I watched Obsession.
How'd you like that?
It's really good. Yeah, fun.
Did it scare you?
Spooky. It wasn't scary, but it was just like unnerving a little bit.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I felt uncomfortable when all the other characters were feeling uncomfortable. A secondhand uncomfortableness.
Yeah, it was a lot of cat stuff.
There was some cat stuff.
Poor cat, which we'll talk about later. We'll talk about with this movie.
Yes.
Do you think it's sad that we haven't gotten a Vamp Frost chat today?
You know,
have we gone a little bit too far off?
I don't think we need a Vamp Frost validation. I think we can start up the podcast, get to talking. It's been 13 minutes. I feel good about what we've produced without the gratification of a Hage, for instance. So I think we can put that aside and not worry about it.
I'm trying to think what else happened over 2 weeks.
I trimmed my beard. I don't know if you noticed that. It used to be very, very long.
I didn't. It looks the same.
You watched last episode and this episode, and you'll see a very stark difference.
Last episode, I don't know if you remember, but I was eating food.
I do remember that. Spring rolls or egg rolls or something.
And then my mother texted me and was like, "You do know you were eating?" Yes, spring rolls. Yeah, she was like, "Oh, you do know you were eating food in camera, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I know."
We're aware.
This whole thing.
It's like a bit. It's a funny bit.
Yeah, I really needed a laptop. Very excited to spend some money and buy a new laptop. So this doesn't happen. Maybe my internet will be better in the new place. I'm not responsible for that.
That's entirely possible. And I hope that is true.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if you have anything else to contribute, would you like to get to the movie of the week?
Wait. Let's do forced perspective here.
Yeah, okay, it is.
Wait. Let me try to make the
Yeah,
same
it's
face.
a little bit thicker, sure. I
There you
can't.
go.
Okay. Yeah,
Just in case you
did.
need
You
proof.
trimmed it.
I did. I don't want you to think I'm a liar.
No, I didn't.
When you were younger, I know we've talked about Pokemon cards before. Did you ever mess around with Yu-Gi-Oh cards?
No, but I do find I did watch a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh growing up, and the concept was fun, the battling, but I never dabbled in cards. I did have one of those Blue Dragon. I had the whole Blue Dragon set, and I had the whole Brown Man, the 5, all the arms, and then I won
Blue Eyes White Dragon
because I had all those cards. So I
and
stopped doing it.
all 5 pieces of
Yeah.
Exodius. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Do you still have those?
I had it and I won. No, I burned them.
Sensible.
Burned them. Burned them in a fire because it wasn't real. It was all a made up story.
That's funny. You're a funny guy.
It looks like the life has been drained out of my eyes.
Maybe it has. Maybe that's your little subtle cue to tell me something's wrong and I can call the authorities. Is that what you're doing?
Enter the Dragon, 1973 kung fu film starring Bruce Lee. It was supposed to be a take on James Bond, but then Bruce Lee was like, no, I don't want it to be. So it wasn't.
It turned out kind of
they had the British guy.
Bond-like?
Kind of the beginning, maybe a little bit like Bond. I didn't really find the ending really.
No.
It's more of a kung fu film.
Yes, that is for certain.
It was a bunch of people helped, but mostly it was just Bruce Lee doing Bruce Lee things.
And boy, was he. Did you, I think we discussed this last time, but this was your first Bruce Lee film, was it not?
My first Bruce Lee film, yes.
What'd you think of him?
But I did see Once Upon a Time in Hollywood,
So
which an actor played Bruce Lee, and Brad Pitt. Yes, and I did think the depiction was a little similar to Bruce Lee. It wasn't a bad depiction.
Yes, well, I thought
apparently a lot of people wanted to fight him on set.
I could see that. He definitely has an aura, something about him. He's very intense. Playing like a cool guy, like very check me out, I'm cool. And I could see that sort of, I don't know if he had an ego. He may have. If I were to believe his character anyway, I would say that's true. So maybe that did come across as just him as a dude in real life. I don't know. Certainly, he's extremely athletic. He's ripped, and obviously very talented. Can't deny that. I can see why people, when people talk about like kung fu movies, who do you bring up? You bring up Bruce Lee. Something about him.
Yes, you bring up Bruce Lee. You also bring up his co-star in this film. Co-star is a tough word. Another person who was in this movie, you bring him up quite often.
I do. Oh, Jackie Chan is in this movie, right?
I mean, the Jackie Chan.
Although I don't remember seeing him, to be honest. But I wasn't looking for him.
I think he was like in the first batch of kind of thugs. Not the first batch, I guess, not the ones who were running after the sister, but the second batch of thugs who was fighting Bruce Lee somewhere. Can't remember.
Oftentimes, Jackie Chan and Bruce Lee are compared. And I mean, I've seen like 7 or 8 Jackie Chan movies, probably, maybe even more. Just this one Bruce Lee movie. I mean, I still prefer Jackie Chan, but maybe I haven't given Bruce Lee a fair shake. I don't know. You have to see more. I mean, this movie was definitely much like when you watch a Jackie Chan movie.
Dude's dead.
You're like.
I have a question for you.
Oh, you go ahead. This is quite the delay.
Yeah.
You said you had a question for me?
Painful. I have a question for you.
Okay, what's your question?
If you were chased by a bunch of thugs and you were caught, would you take a piece of broken glass and stab yourself to death?
Probably not. Probably not. I did think that was a bit of extreme reaction, but I wasn't sure what their intentions with her were. So if you can think the worst of them, maybe it was justified. I don't know. I was trying to figure out if there was.
I was thinking the worst, but I don't know if that was the vibe.
Right. Well, I was waiting for that to perhaps be a bit more explained, but it wasn't. So I just kind of accepted it for what it was.
Honor.
Yeah, let's put it that way. What I was saying before was, I think I see this movie and perhaps Jackie Chan movies they're very much like, I don't call them kung fu movies. I call them Jackie Chan movies, and this one I would call a Bruce Lee movie. I think they have enough about them uniquely that it's just like that they're the film, really. I don't really care that much about it, all the other stuff, you know. It's like when Bruce Lee was on the screen, I was just like, yeah, this dude he's the man.
He is the man. His name was Lee in film too, which was interesting. Okay, the film. So here, an issue that I had was about the character of Williams. Williams, the guy who encountered some racist police officers, beat him up, traveled away to a faraway land to take part in this kung fu tournament. He was killed pretty easily. Well, not pretty easily, but pretty quickly here. He was eliminated from the film. He was set up to be like a star. He should have lasted the film.
Mm-hmm.
But he died real quick. I did like, seeing his body lowered into the water, acid, or what sharks. I don't know. I did find out after the movie that the one white guy in the film, well, the main guy in the film, he only agreed to do the film because originally in the script his character was supposed to die. So he's like, I'll do the film, but make Williams die. I live. And they're like, of course. So he survived. Williams died. 1973. So, I mean, people aren't going to really have an issue or wouldn't have had an issue in 1973 for the only African American guy dying. But watching this nowadays, it's like he was set up to be like a hero, and they kill him so easily. Kill the gambler, man.
Well,
Anyways,
it was an interesting.
that's my soapbox.
Well, that was like common back in like the 70s, or like blaxploitation films, which are like where it's like, oh, this is like a combination of like a kung fu movie and a blaxploitation. It's like a predominant black character, and hit us with like the stereotypes of like they love funk music and soul music, which is like there was even a scene where that's what he's listening to. And yeah, I think at the time it was like really popular, and then later on people were like, well, this is just kind of like perpetuating stereotypes, which is basically, yeah, exactly what was going on. So seeing them in hindsight, maybe slightly uncomfortable. I mean, I don't think they portrayed him like that negatively, but it was there was obvious,
No.
like, you know, really, this is a very black man. It's basically what they were doing.
He was a fun character. I enjoyed having him on screen. I would have
As did I.
preferred the white guy, whatever his name was, to die.
Yeah, and especially because
I feel like somebody had to die.
I felt as though Williams, I mean, I didn't get to see a ton of Williams' skills, and I forget the white characters' names, skills, but it just seemed like Williams.
Roper?
Yes, something like that. It seemed like Williams was a bit more talented because, like, at the end, you know, the white guy, let's just call him that, he was like still surviving. He was still along at the end, and then we see some of him fighting, and it's like, because there's like a scene where him and Bruce Lee are both like fighting off the guys, and Bruce Lee is obviously extremely talented and knows what he's doing. And then we cut to him, and he's very like stiff and like, I don't know if I'm buying that this guy would have made it this far.
Right. The actor is some sort of martial artist himself, so he has some skills.
Yeah, perhaps I'm unfairly comparing him. It is Bruce Lee after all.
Yes, a guy who died from a brain bleed or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know if Bruce Lee is like regarded as a truly talented like martial artist, or if he's just like very good at being a convincing martial artist like on the screen. I don't actually know his merit as a martial artist.
I can't look it up because it's holding my computer up, my phone. So
I can look it up.
Yeah, so I thought that they were going to kill the cat. I thought he was going to chop the cat right off.
Yes.
His head right off, but no animals were harmed in making this film.
I like that. I did think that's where it was going.
I like how we don't have a delay anymore, but I also like the fact that this movie kind of combined a bunch of different elements. It wasn't just a kung fu movie that we've seen before. It was a little ahead of its time, I feel, because you got the blaxploitation, the kung fu. You got little Bondy, little British stuff in there. It was different. It was different. It was nice. It was fun. I enjoyed myself.
It felt very like polished, and I don't know. I thought it was very nice to look at, and it felt very well made, which perhaps like helped with its more modern feeling. It didn't feel like an early 70s film. It felt like pretty fresh.
Yeah.
So apparently Bruce Lee, yeah, he never actually competed in any like ring combat or any like tournaments, but he's still. But some people say he was an extremely good martial artist, but there's no actual like fighting another guy evidence of that.
Just behind the scenes of this movie where extras wanted to fight him just to see if he was good.
Yeah, test him out if he really was as good as he says.
Have you seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
I have.
So, like that.
Yeah, yeah. Did you like that movie, by the way?
Yeah, it was probably a 7.5 out of 10, maybe for me.
Yeah, I thought it was all right. I thought it was one of the worst Tarantino movies. I mean, not saying it's a bad movie. I just thought it was not one of his great ones. But people freaking love that
Yeah,
movie. I don't really understand why.
it's too long.
As long as I just find it a little boring and the character is not that interesting. But that's a conversation for another day, I suppose.
Probably not though, because we won't be doing it on the podcast.
That's true. But if he ever like comes out with another film, we'll have no choice but to talk about his previous ones, you know. And so if we watch the new one, we'll talk about the old ones.
Yes. So I looked at Letterboxd. I didn't look at your score or anything. I don't know how you like the movie, but I looked at Letterboxd just to see what other people are saying. There's a lot of comments about that there wasn't enough kung fu in the film,
Mm-hmm.
which I thought the opposite. I thought there was quite a bit of kung fu. There's either a perfect amount of kung fu or too much kung fu. I did not think there was too little kung fu.
Yeah, I thought there was a right amount of kung fu happening. My thought was like I just wish that Bruce Lee was in more of it.
Yeah, you did take a little bit
That
of a backseat.
yeah, yeah, especially like in the yeah for the first like couple maybe half a little over half of the movie. It's like he wasn't doing a ton of fighting himself. I was like, well, that's a
Yeah,
bit of a letdown. I mean, he's your man.
they built up the two other ones and then didn't really do much with them
Yeah,
because Bruce Lee obviously the star of the
I did
movie.
I did appreciate that they spent like at least a little bit of time talking, giving some backstory on the characters, like the main ones that we want to care about, and it was enough, I would say, for me to care about them. Like I cared about what happened to Williams. I think I got
Yeah,
enough of his past, and he was a likable enough character that I was like invested on what happened to him. Whereas I think some action movies, you'll get a little bit of like the main guy, and everyone else is like I could care less about, you know.
yeah. I did like the villain. I did like how he had kind of an advantage. Obviously, an old man. He had an advantage with his weird little hand.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so it was believable when he was like attacking, he was like holding his own. Versus if it was just an old man who, oh, I was good at kung fu once, it wouldn't be that
Mm-hmm.
believable because Bruce Lee, obviously young, agile.
Yeah.
So that was nice, a nice little touch. Great movie.
Plus, I really liked. This is part of, I would say, it's part of the ending where they're fighting in like that mirror room.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was a really cool sequence. And I also, whenever there's like, at least for me, this is what I always think about when there's like a shot where we're like, it's like in a room of mirrors with lots of mirrors. I'm like constantly looking to see if I can see the film crew like in the mirrors. And I don't think I ever did. Maybe like briefly once. But I was like, but that made me realize how like well shot not just this scene was, but I think it gave me appreciation of how the whole film was shot. It's like
Mm.
they've really spent time on making sure that it's going to be visually appealing. All these mirrors, and yet it's like I'm not brought out of it by like seeing behind it, like the crew. I thought it was a thoughtful scene.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of these films that we watch, these Chinese kung fu films, or like kind of the no name kind of random films we watch, don't really have a big budget, or they don't make a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
This film did not have a big budget, but it made a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
Based on inflation, apparently it would have made about $2.2 billion in if it came out now. Like
Whoa.
this now money, $2.2 billion. So it was a big film. People loved it. People still love it. I would say this is somebody's favorite movie.
Yeah.
Bruce Lee's son, maybe.
Yeah.
Jackie Chan. He got hit in the face by Bruce Lee, and Bruce Lee was very apologetic. And Bruce Lee hugged Jackie Chan for a long time. And Jackie Chan says this is the most influential moment of my life. And then Bruce Lee died.
Right. Shortly after.
Yeah. Apparently, he was filming another movie with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar after this, and then died in the middle of it. Basketball
Yeah, I don't know.
player.
Yeah, he's a basketball player. He's been in movies, like a movie or two, I think.
He was in the Ernest Slam Dunk Ernest movie.
Of course.
I should rewatch that.
I used to watch.
Yeah,
My most watched Ernest movie was Ernest Goes to Jail, for sure.
we probably talk about Ernest in 10% of all podcasts. Probably
Probably.
17 times we mentioned Ernest over the 5 years.
Jim Varney was a talented dude.
I mean, Toy Story 5 just came out. He's not in it, but
But I'm sure Slinky is.
Slinky is, yeah. What was the last Toy Story movie you watched?
Toy Story 4.
Will you see 5?
Probably. Not in theaters, certainly not. But when it comes to
It'll
like
come up.
Disney Plus, I'll watch it.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah. I mean, one is really good. 2, slightly even better. 3, yeah. 4, yeah. I'm sure 5, it could be. I'm fine with it.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else you want to talk about in regards to Enter the Dragon?
I also thought the soundtrack was pretty good.
70s.
Yeah, it was very 70s. But I don't know. I feel like you see movies from the 70s sometimes, and they feel like so dated. I just don't think that happened at all with this one. Didn't feel dated whatsoever to me.
Okay. When did you watch this?
Finished a couple hours ago.
Okay. Fresh.
Very fresh, very fresh.
Have you done a letterbox yet?
I have.
Okay. Cool. Then would you like to get to scores?
I'm happy to get to scores, yes.
Okay. Maybe a bit tough to judge, but how did you like the acting?
Well, Bruce Lee I thought was good, and not just like his, the actual fighting, but I thought like when his speaking lines quite well delivered. I thought he had just a really cool aura. He was a cool character.
Cool
I
cat.
did. Yeah. I thought he was quite good. Some of the supporting characters maybe not so much. But it wasn't like so bad that it ruined the movie for me or anything like that. I just thought not quite as good. But I think I was able to get into that I'm watching an action movie mode where I can just understand that perhaps acting isn't really what I'm watching this for. It's nice to have good acting, and I thought the acting was good enough for the type of movie that it is. So I'd give it 7.5. I think that's fair.
Yeah, I had low expectations going in for acting because obviously the acting is not why we're watching this movie. It's for the action. I didn't know it was going to be in English. To be fair, I thought this was going to be a Chinese film. So I had to kind of look and be like, wait a second, am I watching the right version? He's talking in English. But it was the right version, I guess. The acting, not great, but it was probably as I expected, and I appreciated it. It wasn't too much. It wasn't too little. It was just right. I'll give it a 7. 7 for acting. The ending. Now, you love the Hall of Mirrors. Mirror Room? I guess the ending is his fight with Han at the end. My favorite part was when the helicopter was going over at the very end, and Bruce Lee is looking at Roper or whatever, and then Roper just gives him. Well, first of all, he looks at his dead girlfriend, just on the ground, and he's like, "Oh, sad." And then Bruce Lee comes in, and he's like,
"Thumbs up."
And then Bruce Lee's like, "That was my favorite part of the film." It was a good action fight scene at the end. Good guy versus villain. Bad guy dies via impalement from his own weapon. I did like how he kind of foreshadowed it a little bit when he entered the Hall of Mirrors, or the mirror room, and then the pole.
It's like a spear.
The spear was in the mirror already. And then that's how it ends with him being impaled into it. That was really good. I like the ending. 9 out of 10 for me.
Nice. That's a good score for me because usually the ending doesn't land for you. But you liked the ending.
It was satisfying.
It was a satisfying ending. And I thought they did a very good job of making me forget, or maybe I'm just forgetful, that the spear was there. And so when he got impaled on, I'm like, oh yeah, the spear that's sticking through the wall. And I thought that made it even more impactful. I also really did like the ending. I will give it an 8 out of 10.
Okay. How did you like the film overall? Be a 1 to 10 score.
When I looked at the letterbox for this movie beforehand, I saw what the score was. It was 3.8. And I thought to myself, I bet you that score is a little high just because this is Bruce Lee's last movie and people are just like, they really like Bruce Lee and they're just kind of giving it a high score because of that. But no, I think around 3.8 out of 5 is pretty close to how I feel about this movie as well. I thought the action was very excellent. Bruce Lee, obviously very talented. It was a joy watching him not just act, but do his moves. And I thought the film around it, the story was interesting enough. It was engaging. I thought it was a pretty good, cohesive thing. Came together pretty nice. And the biggest points I would give is just for it staying pretty modern feeling. Didn't feel dated at all. So I would give it an 8 out of 10. Good movie.
Wow. 8 out of 10. So that's more of a 4 out of 5.
Yeah, 4 out of 5. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I really enjoyed the story. I liked kind of the backstory they gave us, the way they led up into the villain's lair. We got to see Hong Kong a bit. They built up the characters. We cared about them. The kung fu was great. Not too much, not too little. It was, and it all looked pretty real.
Yeah, it did.
Jackie Chan was in it. I really enjoyed the film more than I thought I would. So I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10.
Wow.
8.5 out of 10. Fun ride.
It's got to be one of our highest rated this year.
It's got to be up there for sure.
Yeah. Better than
It's
Little
No Straight
Otik.
Story. Yeah.
No Straight Story.
Yeah. So that is Enter the Dragon. I keep wanting to call it End of the Dragon. Enter the Dragon, Bruce Lee.
End of the Dragon.
Last film. For not next week, not the week after, but the week after, when we come back and do this, episode 173. So obviously the World Cup is on. Soccer is the sport. Football, if you're freaky. I
already know what you're going to pick.
Probably should have done this a little bit earlier. But we're going to do Shaolin Soccer.
Shaolin Soccer.
I saw a clip of it randomly. I wasn't looking for it. I can't remember how I found it or what I was watching it on. But it looks unreal. And it's on theme. I mean, the World Cup will be over by the time we do another podcast. But it'll be fun to reminisce about these last, 7 or 8 weeks of soccer. And then we'll watch Shaolin Soccer, which a Northern Lion special will be fun and exciting, and it kind of end this. Is there kung fu in it? This little section of our yearly podcast where we do these Chinese films.
Yes, well, I've been meaning to watch that movie for years and just never have. So now I have it. Now I have the opportunity.
Now you have a reason. 3 weeks from now.
Perfect. I love that. Success. And I love how our timing we've just come right back. Perfect. Chef's kiss, as they say.
Because I put my phone underneath my laptop and then my iPhone or my AirPod case as well. So it's off the table.
Excellent.
It's got some
good airflow.
Yeah, it's so stupid. I hate it so much.
That's okay. But we live to fight another day.
Yeah, maybe I'll probably go in and kind of cut some of this dead air for the first half of the podcast, just in case somebody's listening for the first time and they find that.
Right, and they'll go, "Oh, this is terrible. I'm never listening to this again."
I did tell somebody about the podcast recently.
Oh,
and
gosh.
They did tell me that they fell asleep to one of our episodes. So
I love that. Well, I was told one time we helped relieve someone's anxiety as they were in the airport. You just put us on and we just kind of, it all melted away. So what we want is someone listening to this episode and they go, "Oh my God, this is great. I hope there's more of this." Boom. Another 171 episodes. You can sink your teeth into hundreds of hours.
Yeah, 171 times 50, basically. Well, maybe 40. Even
Yeah. Like over 100 hours of you and me. There's a lot of talking.
Maybe we're there. 170. What's 17 times 4?
17 times 4 is 62.
68.
68, yep.
So we're probably not quite. Oh, wait. Well over 100 hours. Yeah. We're probably 68. Close to like 680 hours? Does that make sense?
No, not that much. No. So, well, say if every episode was an hour. So if there's 170 episodes, that's 170 hours. But it's not, each one is not an hour. It's a little less than an hour. Certainly not 680 hours. But what what I'll do is when we come back for the next episode, I will tell you exactly how many hours and minutes of Josh and Jesse there is. I'll
Why would you?
calculate it up. Why not? Why did you go and make a database of all the actors who have been in all the movies we've watched?
Because it's fun.
Right. It's fun.
It's fun. It's fun
It'll
to
be
have a. I don't know. And I have a disease, I guess.
right. Okay. Well, I'd say a successful episode.
Yeah, good comeback episode. And we'll do this again. Come back again in a little bit. Kind of taking the summer off.
Yeah.
Don't really watch
We
movies
can
in
do
the
that.
summer. It's more of a fall thing.
Yeah. Summer's for
Our
moving.
eyes. Summer's for moving 2 years in a row.
Love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not me.
No.
Okay, well, I guess that's probably should just wrap it up. Anyways, episode 172, Kung Fu Panda, not the cat, bringing you Enter the Dragon, Bruce Lee, Shaolin Soccer coming up, and then you'll pick a movie. It'll be William Shatner will be in it. That's my guess. All right.